Alright, checking the cameras. Lens, focal length 24mm, frame rate 24 frame per second, shutter speed 1/50th of a second, and we have the sound going all good. Mic is working fine. Sun is sometimes in the cloud, sometimes out, but I think we'll manage. So let's start this wonderful video. Roll sound, roll camera, action, and let's get going with the video. Hello everyone, I'm Jake. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we would be talking about the super visa. What is a super visa? Who all can benefit from it? Who all are eligible to get a super visa? What are the requirements and documents? So let's start the video. Super visa is basically a multiple entry visa with a validity of up to 10 years. It allows eligible parents to visit their family in Canada for a period of up to 2 years without any need for renewal of their visa after every 6 months. For getting the super visa, basically you have to be either a permanent resident in Canada or the citizen of Canada. Only then you can apply for super visa for your parents or grandparents. And one more important point is that only your parents or grandparents are eligible for getting the super visa, not any dependent of your parents or grandparents. So now we are clear on what is a super visa. Now the question comes is that why to bother getting a super visa when we can just get a regular visitor visa or a temporary residence visa, the TRV, come and stay here. The reason is that for TRV or the visitor visa, you have to renew it after every 6 months. Per visit, your parents can only stay with you for 6 months, then they have to go back, renew that visa, go through the whole process and then come again. But super visa allows your parents to stay with you for an extended period of 2 years without any need for a renewal. So I think in this case, super visa definitely wins. Now super visa is very beneficial for new couples who are planning for a family here in Canada and they are not very confident about the whole procedure of pregnancy, and they need guidance and support from their parents, because then their parents can stay with them for 2 years in one visit and can help and support them during the entire process of pregnancy, and even help them bringing their new child into this world. Alright, let's now start with the requirements for applying the super visa. The first and foremost is the letter or an invite from you inviting your parents to Canada. Your letter must include that you are going to provide the financial support for your parents when they are in Canada for their entire duration. You must also specify that you will be arranging for their accommodation, their lodging, that they would be staying with you in your house. You must also provide the birth certificates to establish your relationship with your parents. Next important document is the proof of your permanent residency or your citizenship of Canada. There might be a little difference in lighting because the sun is coming in and out of the clouds again and again. Alright, so now we are done with the letter or an invite and the content of the letter. Let's move on to the next step, which is a medical insurance for your parents. You have to get the medical insurance for a period of 1 year for your parents and the medical coverage of up to 100,000 Canadian dollars. Also, it is important that the insurance is done by a Canadian insurance company. At the same time, you have to also provide the proof of payment of insurance fees. You cannot just say that you have applied for the insurance. They want a concrete proof that your parents are fully insured for the duration of their stay in Canada with up to 1 year of insurance coverage. Next important thing, the list of number of family members and their date of birth. When I say the list of family members, it means, let's say for example, you are 3 people in a house, you, your spouse and 1 kid, and you're calling your parents your mother and father. So that means total 5 people, 3 of you and 2 your parents. You have to include all these 5 people in your list of family members in your application. Now let's talk about the important documents which you have to file for this application. Since you are going to be providing financial support to your parents during their stay in Canada, you have to submit your proof of funds. Proof of funds can be illustrated by the following documents. Number 1, Notice of Assessment NOA or T4 or T1 for the most recent tax year. Your employment letter specifying your date of hiring and your salary. Your bank statement and pay stubs. Now, important point from all of you who are self-employed and you don't have any employer. All you have to do is get a letter from your accountant confirming your annual income. When it comes to proof of fund, you might have to submit little bit of financial status from your parents' side, but it's not very relevant because the government wants to be sure about your proof of funds, your financial status, because you are the one who are going to be taking care of their finances during their stay in Canada. So make sure that your financial documents are foolproof. In the proof of funds, it is also important that you fall within the minimum income group required by the government of Canada. It varies as per your family size. I put in a table here. You can check on this requirement of minimum income along with the family members. It keeps changing. So you can have a look at this and decide whether you would be eligible or not. Apart from all these formalities, your parents will have to go through a medical examination by a designated physician. They cannot get a medical examination just from any family doctor or physician. It has to be done by a medical center which is appointed by the IRCC. Also, very important point is the visa application process has to be done in the country of residence of your parents. You cannot do it from Canada itself. The visa office which is responsible for the area where your parents are living, that's where the super visa application process will start. So now we are clear about the documents and the formalities required and even the eligibility for super visa. Next important point is the document from your parents which they have to submit. They have to prove their ties to their home country, what some family relations, and also a little bit of documents can be submitted about their properties and the ownership of those properties just to establish their ties with the home country. The government would also want to know the purpose of their visit to Canada, so make sure that you specify that clearly. If your parents have never traveled before, don't worry about that. It's not going to affect the status of their application. Their financial or bank statement will be required, but as per my knowledge, even that won't affect the status of application, because again, like I mentioned earlier, it's your financial status which is going to affect the status of the application. Now, a few important things which you have to keep in mind is that the super visa does not give any working rights to your parents. They will have all the rights which a visitor visa provides. Only benefit is that they will be able to stay here for a period of 2 years without having the need to renew their visa. One bonus tip that I want to give you is make sure that you check your parents' passports validity. If their passports are expiring in 1 year or 2 years time, in that case your super visa will only be valid for that particular point of time till their passport is valid. So if their passport is expiring in a 1 year time, make sure that you renew that passport before applying for your super visa. That way you get the validity period of 10 years. I think we have covered all the bases as far as super visa is concerned. Now, all of you, if you have any questions or doubts regarding this or even any suggestion, kindly share it in the comment section and I will try and answer all of them. Till next time, I love you all. If you like my videos, make sure that you thumbs up and like my videos. Remember to subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification so that every time I make a new video, you get the notification. Now, bye bye.